engines roar, the night comes alive. MaxspeedTV, TV, where the races thrive. Tires burn, a crowd leans in. This is where the action begins. Wheels spin, sparks ignite. Under the lights is a fierce fight. Chats alive like a racing heart. Here's a place where legends start. Oh, MaxspeedTV, TV, full throttle run, broadcasting great chat, second to none. League action racing under the sun. MaxspeedTV, TV, where the fun's never done. Thank you, Chevyland.com. Now hurry and get you one, son. Tell MaxspeedTV TV sent you.
Shopping for a new Chevy? Chevyland stands apart from the competition. Explore over 12 acres and more than 260 vehicles with truckloads of savings, like $10,000 off select new 2026 Silverado 1500s, 1.9% financing on Blazer and Silverado, plus the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months complimentary maintenance. That's peace of mind, only at Chevyland. And that's why we're #1 in North Louisiana. Come see the difference for yourself at Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to MaxspeedTV TV. Tonight, round number 2, or race number 2 of 8 of the OP Racing Spring Fling. Tonight, the trucks here at Atlanta. So, you know, they're bringing out the trucks this time around. I know a lot of people like the trucks. I know my brother likes the trucks. So, you know, this will be a probably good show for him because, you know, I think the trucks, honestly, is his favorite. I like the trucks as well, but then again, I like racing in general, so especially on iRacing. But Glad to see everybody out there here tonight. Tonight's race sponsored by Jeff Crosby Sr. So a big shout out to Jeff Crosby Sr., that man right there, the number 15, sponsoring tonight's race. Of course, Jeff Crosby Jr., his son, sponsored the first race to open up, but without all the sponsors we have this season, of course, they wouldn't have been able to, bring me on to get it broadcasted. But, so all the big thanks, goes out to them. And, of course, to the admins, the admin team over here and everybody over at OP and all the drivers. We don't have a big turnout at the moment. Looks like about 15 trucks. We might have a few more scragglers rolling in here in just a bit, but that's what I see at the moment. We're going to dive into our pre-race analytics here real quick. Looking at a track temp of about 70, so not bad here in practice. Some wind out there, though. Somewhere in the ballpark right now at about 7. I think I've seen it as high as about 11 when I first got in here. So it has died down a little bit, probably because the sun's starting to fall down, but it's still peaking up there somewhat. So they could be running into some headwind, and that, of course, will burn up more fuel when you got that wind and that air pushing up against the front of that truck. Will definitely slow you down. 80 laps, that's what all these races are for this Spring Fling Shootout Series. So tonight, 120 laps, seeing as, well, Atlanta is not your typical super speedway. Atlanta is only 1.5 miles, so it is not it's not the 2-mile track or over. So fuel, it is 45%. Now, I have bumped it up to about 18 to 22 laps. Not saying that is what they're going to get, but that is what I have it. Probably closer to maybe 15, but 18 to 22 probably we'll go with that until we see otherwise noted. Now, pit road, though, definitely slower compared to the other super speedways. Tonight here, 45 miles an hour. It's not going to be as difficult getting onto pit road as, the Gen 4s or the Xfinity at, like iRacing Super Speedway. But pit road could still be a problem. You get 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks coming down pit road at one time and nobody's aware of where anybody's at. You could definitely have problems on pit road, but it is a lot lower than, we have seen in the past. Now, of course, the more trucks we get out here, that the more percentage that, they could have definitely a lot of issues on pit road. So we'll watch pit road. Not really too concerned about, pit road as much as other tracks. So we might not see the pace vehicle out here tonight a whole lot. Now, we will see it at the beginning, but if we do see it, of course, that pace speed here by the pace car at 55 miles an hour. Now, after round 1, here is our top 10 in the point standings. I just did the top 10. We'll do more as we get later on in the season. But top 10 right now, Gabe Butler, of course, winning last week, is up at the top spot at 48. Jimmy Butler in second at 42. Then we have a tie between Andy Brigante and Alex Giffen at 41 for third. Zachary Workman right now is going to be at 40 points, currently in the 5th spot. Then another tie for 6 between Jeff Crosby Jr. and Hunter Reynolds. Both of these gentlemen 38 points. Dustin Logston in 8th at 37. And Dave Hunt 9th at 36. And Andrew Schroeder rounding out our top 10 at 34 points. They're in 10th. Of course, that number that you see on the behind, that is the number to our points leader. So Jimmy is 6 behind Gabe. Andy and Alex 7 behind Gabe. Zachary Workman 8 behind Gabe. Y'all get the understanding, I would assume, after that. So, you know, a lot of racing left to go. A lot of things can happen between now and, of course, the final race of the season. Next week they go to Bumpy Road Daytona. That's what they call it, not the road course, but Bumpy Daytona. Jeff Crosby Sr., of course, sponsoring that race, so doing back-to-back races. So big shout out to of course, Jeff Crosby Sr. on that one again. Then Dega, then Daytona, Zachary Workman. Then it looks like Atlanta, then Bumpy Road. We'll have an off week at the end of May, it looks like, and then we'll round it out at Dega for the final race of the spring fling, just to kind of give everybody a heads up of the upcoming races that are going on. Looks like Eric W. out there in chat with Brendan, my brother. So big shout out to y'all for jumping out there in chat. Now practice, well, let's see here. Who do we got up here first in practice? Well, that is going to be Bubba Winningham right now. Looking pretty strong here in practice. Rick Sanchez in second. And Jerry Bergeron right now currently running in third. Jeff Crosby Sr. is out on the racing surface, as well as Kevin Freeze, Mark Mann. They're just coming out here as we speak, but we are under the 3-minute mark here, folks, so we're going to step aside, play the national anthem, and qualifying will be, or should be, underway when we come back.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV. TV.
Alrighty, folks, qualifying underway. Time starting to roll into here. And it looks like right now, Zachary Workman gonna go up to the top spot. Rick Seabrand's right there in second. Bergante just took over the third place spot. We got Sanchez, Schroeder. Looks like Dwayne Corbett just went up into second, knocking back Rick Seabrand's to third. Dave Hunt, David Overstreet, Alex Giffen, Anthony English, Robert DuPont, and Jerry Bergeron on the track. And whoa, Rick Sanchez flying up into the top spot of 32. Whoa! And, well, I was about to say Rick had the pole, and he did for a split second. And, well, no surprise, the 44 of Anthony English right now up at the top spot. We're going to see here what Schroeder can do, 32.286. And now Mark Mann's turn, coming down to the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Gabe Butler and Kevin Freeze right now doesn't look like is coming out. We're waiting to see here if Mark Mann can knock off Anthony English. 32.174. Not going to be enough. Mark Mann does go up into third. Man, they got a stacked top five. No, pretty much stacked top 10, really. Really, though, it's anybody's race. Anything can happen. Coming down to the final minute, I don't think Gabe Butler and Kevin Freeze is coming out. We're going to give it just a few seconds here, till about 30 seconds. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Share the stream out there, folks. We got 2 likes at the moment and 8 of you watching. Yeah, it looks like Anthony English is going to take the top spot here tonight. Well, he knows the drill. Let's go ahead and get him up here. Anthony English, got a copy again, buddy?
What up?
Hey, man, well, you sound like you're in a good mood here. I mean, why not? Grab the poll again. Are you going to give it to anybody else?
What? Yeah, I share. I know sharing is caring.
No, sharing is caring. Well, you know. Well, Atlanta, not your typical super speedway, but nonetheless, man, this track, brings out super speedway style racing. What are you thinking out there here tonight? How's the car? Well, in this case, truck feeling.
Well, you know me, and I like me some Atlanta, and it feels good. Truck feels fine. A little touchy in the pushing area, like in the corners and stuff, but nothing we can't handle and all that jazz. But yeah, all in all, it feels good.
Truck
gonna tear it up tonight.
Tear it up tonight. Hopefully in a good way, not a bad way. Now the trucks are probably easier to control than the Xfinity cars, correct? When you're getting bumped, you have an easier time of controlling them.
Yeah, they don't get as out of shape when you're touching bumpers. Even if you hit them too hard, it doesn't really shift you too much in the trucks.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully we don't see anybody going, around the moon here tonight. So, I think it'll be a pretty good race. Anthony, of course, starting up front, with the pole, already, so starting off strong. I guess we'll see what happens, buddy. Awesome job. Good luck tonight, and go have some fun.
Thank you. First off, before you leave me, big shout out to my dad. It's his birthday today, so
Oh.
happy birthday, Dad. Hopefully, I can bring this one home for you tonight. So,
Oh, happy birthday, Bruce, from MaxspeedTV. TV. I did not
all
know
right, I'm
that.
good now.
Alrighty, Anthony. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thank you, Austin.
Yep. All right, Anthony English right there. So yeah, big shout out to Bruce. Everybody tell Bruce happy birthday, Bruce English. So let's go ahead and get him on the grid here tonight, shall we? We already got the grid up here. Of course, Anthony English grabbing the pole. We just talked to him. You know, again, congratulations to Anthony on pole here. You know, he said sharing is caring. We'll see how that, you know, goes into Thursday. And then, of course, next Monday, we'll see if sharing is caring, especially this Thursday. We'll get more on that here in just a second. Rick Sanchez going to start on the outside of him in second. Mark Mann third. Zachary Workman fourth. Robert DuPont fifth. Dwayne Corbett sixth. Rick Seabrand seventh. Andy Brigante eighth. Alex Giffen ninth. And Dave Hunt 10th. Bubba Winningham just outside of the top 10. But, you know, I definitely keep an eye on Bubba. Very, very fast in practice. So definitely keep an eye on him. Andrew Schroeder in 12th. Jerry Bergeron 13th. David Overstreet 14th. Jeff Crosby Sr. 15th. And Kevin Free is going to start 16th with Gabe Butler in 17th. So Kevin and Gabe not qualifying. I'm just going to kind of start in the back. Looks like Charles Sanchez out there. Tell him hold off until I get home. Well, just hurry home. Just be safe getting home. All right, well, here we go. Pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road. I will let everybody know how pit road works here when we get going here. If you all are new to Echo Park Speedway or Atlanta Motorspeedway, as we all know it, pace car to the safety of pit road. Here we go, folks. Green flag is out of Echo Park. Boogity, boogity, boogity. We're racing, boys. What a jump by Rick, though. Got out, but not able to fully get around the 44 of Anthony English on that bottom. Come screaming out of turn number 2. We'll let everybody know how pit road got a little wiggly back here with Workman. Looks like they're okay, though. Anthony English and Mark Mann right here together. Anthony gonna lead that lap. 1 lap down, 79 more to go. All right, so pit road. Now, how do you pit at the new Atlanta? Well, even before you enter turn number 3, you have got to get onto the apron, and they will be coming up on it. And before you get into 3, right there where that yellow line is, that is where you enter or start to enter pit road. So you cannot go around turn number 4 and then jostle it down into pit road. No, sir, you got to enter it before you come into turn number 3, or at the pretty much at the backstretch entrance to turn 3. As Rick Sanchez led that lap, by the way, on the backstretch once again down into turn number 3. These laps are going to go pretty quick. Still about 31 second laps, but they're going to go by fairly quick as Rick's going to pull up to the front here. Robert DuPont, Andy somebody's into the wall. David Overstreet into the wall, and I think he might have some right side damage. Oh, yeah, significant right side damage. Not sure exactly how it's going to affect him here in the grand scheme of things, but right now he is having all sorts of problems here. Not able to get up to full speed, 160 miles an hour or so as he hits the stripe. So definitely off pace And some, like I said, right front damage. Now, they do get one fast repair, so if they do need it, they have it in the books. These guys, of course, are in the draft, so they're definitely going to go a lot faster than David Overstreet. But all David needs is a, one of those phantom you-know-whats here, and, he'll be able to get back up there and get down pit road to get that damage looked at without, having to go a lap down. Is that the Whataburger truck? Which one? You talking about David? No. Which one are you talking about? Charles? Go ahead and... All right. Well, Rick still lead the way 7 laps into this race. Starting to get a little single file, not too much. Still side by side back here with Workman, Bergante, Dave Hunt. I almost didn't see Dave there. His truck looks a whole lot different than his cars do, but still running the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University machine. Now, right now, though, as we hit a lap number 9. Boy, Anthony English all over the back end of the 64 of Rick. I am not used to Rick being in the 64. I am used to him being in the 5. But he is in the 64 for some reason. But we all know who it is. Yeah, Charles, yeah, number 5/64. Alex Giffen moving up from 9th to 7th. Battle back here between Jerry and Bubba. Jerry on the outside, Bubba on the bottom. You got Schroeder, Jeff Crosby Sr., Gabe Butler, Kevin Freeze back here working together. And, of course, we know what happened to Overstreet. Lap number 11. So we're going to be getting ever so closer to pit stops. Of course, we all know how pit stops can be. Trucks are a little bit different in a sense about fuel. They do get awfully squirrely when there's less fuel because, if you're not able to, get the speed to keep that back end down, that back end wants to shimmy on you, and they're going to be doing some fishtailing. So the less fuel, the more we will have to watch. But as of right now, everybody doing a really good job of hanging on to Dwayne Corbett coming up almost into the 53 of a Dave Hunt. We've seen that. Eric, yep. Combo number 5 is now combo number 64. I noticed we got a lot of 4s in this league. We got the 64, the 44, the 04, the 4, the 48, the 46, and David Overstreet did come down, and he did have to use his fast repair, as I guess the damage was a little bit too much. He is a couple of laps down, but, you know, at this track, you know, anything can happen. These guys are going to have to pit before he will have to pit again. But the problem is, you know, can he get with and around somebody to draft with them as David comes back out onto the racetrack? The leaders just got around again. They're not pitting. Still a little bit too early. Charles, yes. You are correct, buddy. We still love him even though he's 64 tonight. All right. Ooh. Rick, stay off that apron, buddy. That is a dangerous spot. You do not want to clip it the wrong way. Well, as I say that, the 4 of Rick Seabrands takes both of those left side tires down below that red line. And he makes it work. So I'm assuming that they can do that. Lap number 17. We are going to be getting into that window here. This coming up time by. Lap number 18 coming up, folks. So that window definitely open now for sure. Now, I don't see anybody coming down yet. Wonder now when they are going to be able to get down pit road. All right. Nobody taking a dive down to the bottom. We do see some drivers. We've seen Jerry drop it from the top to the bottom. So they are, looks like, getting ready to pit. A lot of single file down on the bottom here. The 1913-53, though, still stuck on that outside line. Something's going to have to give here if they want to get down pit road safely, because you cannot pit from the top side. That is an OP rule. And I would assume it would be a rule here on Monday nights in the spring fling. But lap number 19 coming to lap number 20 this time by, folks. Still everybody out on the racing surface. Zachary Workman, though, workmaning the outside line. Boy, that didn't work out too well, did it? Working the outside, one truck at a time. So, lap number 21. Wow, how far can they actually go? Eric, question for you. 45% fuel in the trucks. I've got it at 18 to 22 laps. About how far can they go? Is it going to be more than 22? Oh, you know it's coming. You know it's coming, Charles. And I think Anthony knows it as well. It's early here tonight, though, so as they enter the back stretch here, nobody coming down, so they just shot my fuel window out the door here, 18 to 22, so gonna be looking at a little bit more than that, and they're doing a really good job, though. I'm very impressed, actually. 17 trucks out here, and Dave Butler and Kevin still back here working together. They kind of know. Here we go. People coming down pit road. Rick gonna lead them down, so it looks like about 19. Looks like about 20. About 23 laps here, so 22 to 24 laps, I would expect. Oh no, Andy Brigante up in the wall. Yellow is out. Oh, and this actually happened right here as they were coming down to the apron. Looks like the 9 come in, Dwayne Corbett come in and clipped that number 13 here of Andy Brigante. We'll take just a quick look at it. Maybe this angle would be better. Yep, coming in, coming down, and right there. Oh, yeah, definitely made contact with the 13 of Andy Brigante. I'm sure he is not going to be a happy camper. But, unfortunately, that brings out our first yellow here. And, man... So the drivers that were going to pit, going to have to stay out. Looks like they're going to be able to come down here. Yep, there we go. Mark Mann, Robert DuPont, Jerry coming down. Dwayne Corbett, Dave Hunt, Jeff Crosby Sr. I would assume Andy Brigante will be coming down here as well. Zachary Workman. Looks like he will be our current leader coming up once he gets back around. Nope, let me change that. That is going to be Rick Sanchez as Rick. And the drivers that had pitted or were already in the pit road or in their pit stalls, are not coming back down. It looks like everybody else staying out, but man, that trapped several drivers almost a lap down, or a lap down I should say. Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, Gabe Butler, Andrew Schroeder, Kevin Freeze, Bubba Winningham. Now they will be able to get around the pace car since they are ahead of the leaders. But man, that was a tough break because they were doing really, really good. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. No way. Rick Sanchez, Mark Mann, Robert DuPont. We are kind of just waiting. It looks like maybe the 99. That is Alex Giffen. The lights should go off, and they do. So, Andy Brigante, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, Gabe Butler, Andrew Schroeder, Kevin Freeze, all getting around. Unfortunately, that still put David Overstreet a lap down, and Alex Giffen is a lap down, so he will not be able to... it looks like get his lap back here. But Rick Sanchez will be getting us going. Like Andy Brigante came back down pit road. He did. Interesting. All right, everybody catching back up to the field. Coming to lap number 28 here tonight. OP Spring Fling. I know last week I had it at something else. Spring Sling or something like that. I don't know. I changed it and fixed it. All right, here we go. Pace car is down to pit road. And we are back green at the Echo Park Speedway. Or Atlanta Motorspeedway. I know it as Atlanta Motorspeedway. I'll get used to saying Echo Park at some point. But I am not a professional, so... Woo! Somebody peeling off. That is Alex Giffen peeling off. It looks like he is going to go to the back of the field here, as Rick Sanchez still leads on point. Mark Mann, Robert DuPont, Jerry Bergeron, Dave Hunt, Dwayne Corbett, Zachary Workman, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, Jeff Crosby Sr. And we've got another driver peeling off here, going to the back. That is, oh, looks like Overstreet. Maybe coming down a pit road here. That is what it looks like. Bring sling flings. Oh, yeah, Eric, it is. It's Atlanta's Echo Park, but, you know, it's going to take me a while to, you know, say it, because I'm so used to it being Atlanta Motorspeedway and not Atlanta's Echo Park Speedway. As Jerry Bergeron is going to lead that lap, taking it away from Rick Sanchez. David Overstreet has a black flag, probably speeding on pit road, I would assume. As Jerry's going to take it another lap. Oh, somebody's into the wall! A couple of people into the wall! No! Oh, Jeff Crosby Sr., and I think that, oh, that was Bubba up into that outside wall. Bubba Winningham. Well, we'll take a look at it at this angle first. It looks like he come in too high and right down into the 15 machine, and that's all she wrote. So let's go ahead and get back on Bubba Winningham here. Let's go ahead and forward that, and then we'll reverse it again one more time, and we'll go on a chase view on Bubba, and I think that's exactly what happened in the number 6 machine. It's like come in a little bit too hot, too high. Yep, right there, and that wall grabbed him, and it shot him right down into the 15. And Bubba goes for a ride and a half. The 15 goes for a ride. Did it go back on all fours? Or did Bubba have to tow? Oh, I bet he had to tow. Oh, no. Oh, no. I hate that. Oh, no. Well, everybody coming down pit road, though. I believe so, Eric. I believe that's because it was new owners. Yeah. Well, off first is going to be Rick Sanchez, followed by the 04 Mark Mann, Dave Hunt, Robert DuPont, Anthony English, Dwayne Corbett, Rick Seabrands, Jerry coming off, Zachary Workman's coming back out, Gabe Butler, Andrew Schroeder, Kevin Freeze, Andy Brigante. Right now is currently still setting on a pit road here, probably trying to get some more damage fixed. He is on the lead lap, so he will not stay down there long. About 36 seconds to get that damage looked at and get some of it knocked out. Alex Giffen down pit road here. Man, a tough break for Bubba and Crosby Sr. And it looks like David Overstreet has went ahead and called it a night here this evening. So that's going to leave us now with 16 drivers. And I don't know. I don't even know actually how they even got the name Echo Park Speedway. Maybe because there's a park? Or is it something else? I don't know. Rick Sanchez, Mark Mann, Dave Hunt, Robert DuPont, Anthony English. Almost said Alex English. He would have killed me. Lights are off on the pace car. All right, pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road. Sanchez, Mark Mann, row 1. Rick is our leader, so he will be waiting on that green here. And here we go. As the green comes out once again, back underway here at Echo Park Speedway at Atlanta for tonight's OP Racing Spring Fling Series Race 2. I don't know either. His best track, Charles says. Rick's, I don't know. Rick's been doing really good in the, the Saturday series as well as the, Thursday series. And, it's just one of those things, you get caught up into stuff. Mark Mann just led that lap. He's led 4 laps. As we see the 26 or the 126 of Robert DuPont on the outside here. That's the 126. I did not see the 1 there, but yep, 126 of Robert DuPont. Right now, no 3 wide, which is probably a good thing, but possibly could see it as we get later into the race. Mark Mann, though, leading the point now. Zachary Workman, Andy Bergante. It's just kind of a mess back here. Kevin Freeze. The huge mess. Gabe Butler riding at the tail end here. He probably, we know Gabe. Gabe just does Gabe things, and, he won't stay back there. He is staying just in striking distance, just in case something was to happen. And usually we see Workman and Mann and all these other, the guys we know usually ride around into the back, but, they're not really doing it. Speaking of Zachary, 3 wide at Atlanta. Here we go, folks. Well, I spoke it and it happened. 3 wide as Jerry is right in the middle of this. I got the 9 bent out of shape a little bit. We are still 3 wide. Oh, they're doing some dooring. They're dooring. They're rubbing. 48 getting a little squirrely as Kevin goes up the gut. We're still, Oh, we were still 3 wide there for a second. Now Dwayne Corbett is going to fall back here, but there was our 3 wide. Echo Park Used Cars? Sounds about right. I was thinking more like maybe it was some type of pest control or something, you know. Yeah, why don't you go into that garage and grab that Echo Park spray? You know, that's what I was thinking. Oh, Jeff Crosby Sr.'s got a whole lot of company, though, all around him. 3 wide again. Andy Brigante's coming up through here. Jeff Crosby Sr. just went another lap down, as, of course, you know, our leaders went around him. He is starting to fall back a little bit further. Everybody trying to get around the 15 truck. 1925, though, right here, bumper to bumper. And I don't mean bumper to bumper in a auto parts store way. Of course, if they keep going the way they're going, they may need the auto parts bumper to bumper store. They might want to call Western Auto, too, and check out their prices. Well, Zachary Workman his way back up into 6th. Remember, he started 4th. Oh, he's just picking them off one by one. Still has the 25 behind him, though. And they are coming very quickly up to the front as we are over the halfway mark, folks. Lap 44, hitting lap 45 that time by. Now we are missing Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, Jeff Crosby Jr. here tonight. Looks like Dustin Logston as well. That's in the top 10. Yeah, Craftsman still sells tools. You can get Craftsman anywhere. Usually at an auto parts store, though, like O'Reilly's, AutoZone. I see Craftsman trucks, private trucks, businesses, all the time. That and Snap-on. Craftsman and Snap-on is the 2 that I see mostly around here. Zachary Workman taking over the lead. He brung the 25 of Kevin right along with him. Not O'Reilly's? Oh, okay. I thought you could. What is O'Reilly's? Snap-on? Is that what O'Reilly's uses? Sears? Now, we used to have a Sears down here. I live in Fort Smith, so. Power Torque. I've heard of them, too. Workman, Freeze, Mann, Sanchez, Hunt, Jerry. This is where the side-by-side is at the moment. The 99 of Alex Giffen back on the lead lap, and he is running up here beside the 4 of Rick Seabrands. And now side-by-side with the 126 of Robert DuPont. And getting a little squirrely out there. You could probably buy Craftsman at Walmart, can't you? Charles? Or Ace Hardware. Just kind of striking up conversation, keeping it going. It looks like they are going to start getting maybe some single file action here. Might be starting to pit here before too long. They're on the 16-lap run, lap number 50. Got about 30 laps to go here this time by. All right, so several places you could actually get Craftsman tools as we get ready to see some pit stops here before too long. Lowe's, Amazon, Ace Hardware, and Acme Tools, of course, the official site of a Craftsman. I went ahead and looked it up. I got tired of guessing. Yeah. All righty, Charles. Oh, you work at O'Reilly's. I did not know that. Interesting. Yeah, Lowe's. Yeah, I just looked it up. All right. Well, when will we see these guys? Oh, Bubba. He has a meatball. He is still on pit road. I don't know if he's going to be coming back out or not. 22 laps down. Oh, okay. You shop at both. Well, I haven't been to Lowe's in forever, and I only go into Ace Hardware when I have to, you know, when I need something that I can't get at Walmart. So. Yeah, I try to stay away from those places. I do need to go get a new weed eater, though. I'll probably get that at Ace. All right, single file, kind of waiting on pit stops. 21 lap run here. They are getting close. Ooh, I think it's going to be close on fuel, folks. What do you think? 22 to 24 laps. This will be 22 this time by for Zachary Workman. Oh, man, that's going to be close. No, we're going to have to wait and see here when they dive down to the apron to pit road. Doesn't look like anybody's coming down yet. Gabe Butler, though, still right there. Buying his time. Yeah, you got to keep an eye out on that 88. He is also looking to go back to back, too. And back out onto the back stretch here. Everybody still staying out on track. They are going to go as far as they can, it looks like. I would think, though, we are going to start seeing some of these guys come down pit road as they are all single file here. We're going to start seeing these guys dive down to pit road here probably this time by. Yep, here comes Workman. Whoa, Freeze staying out, it looks like. All right, so Workman coming down. Robert DuPont, Andy Brigante, Jerry Bergeron, all down pit road. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Zachary had a little moment there, but he's okay. I do expect Kevin and them to come down, though, here this time. There they come. Kevin Freeze, Mark Mann. Looks like Rick Sanchez, Dave Hunt, Andrew Schroeder, Alex Giffen, Gabe Butler, Anthony English, and Rick Seabrand stayed out. Interesting. 26 lap stint here. So they will definitely be able to make it to the end. No doubt about it with them two. I would think everybody, though, probably will be pretty good. Zachary Workman already back out. Robert DuPont just coming out now. Our current leader on pit road is Anthony English, but he will get passed up here before too long by Zachary Workman. 20 laps to go here tonight at Echo Park, folks. As Zachary Workman is going to come around the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Andrew, that is not to put him a lap down. That was actually for position, by the way. So Anthony English, Rick Seabrand's coming back out. Here comes Rick Sanchez. He is going to take back over the lead here. Looks like the 9 of Dwayne Corbett right up ahead of our leader, Rick Sanchez. That actually is going to help out Rick a little bit. It'll save some fuel, but I still think he's going to be okay. Alex Giffen has taken his truck behind the wall here tonight. Tough break for Alex. Kevin Freeze, Zachary Workman, Andrew Schroeder, they are right here. They just come out of 2. And there is Rick. Oh, those 3 are coming. Workman, Schroeder, English. There is Seabrands. There's Kevin. Yep, Kevin Freeze, Zachary Workman, Andrew Schroeder. They're making their way up there to him. Anthony English, Rick Seabrands hooked up back here out of turn number 2. They are about 2.3 seconds behind Andrew Schroeder here. So they got some work cut out for them. Coming to the stripe, 17 to go. Rick Sanchez leading the way. All Rick needs to do is just hit his marks. I don't know if Rick is communicating with the number 9. Say, hey, just stay in front. Let me save fuel, whatever I don't know. I don't know what the conversation is. I know Kevin Freeze, Zachary Workman, Andrew Schroeder, though. I know they want to get right up to the back bumper of Rick. They are still about a second back. Want to check on Anthony English and Rick. 2.5 seconds behind Schroeder. Now Gabe Butler is right behind the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. They're in 7th. Mark Mann, Dave Hunt, Robert DuPont, Andy Bergante, Jerry Bergeron, all right here together. This is a good group. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And like I said, Dwayne Corbett is right up ahead of Rick Sanchez. And here comes Kevin Freeze. They've closed the gap now down to about 1/2 second. With 14 to go, they're at the line. I would suspect if Kevin goes high and Rick sees it, that's exactly where Rick's going to go. Gonna have to time it right. Oh! Was not able to time it right, and that let the 25 peek out. And it looks like now as the 9 of Dwayne Corbett sees the 25, the 19, and the 48 kind of catch up, Dwayne Corbett's not going to fight it any longer than he has to. He's just going to take the lap down and hope for a yellow. That's probably what Dwayne is thinking, hoping for a yellow here. Is now Rick, Kevin, Zachary, Andrew, top 4 right here together. Anthony English and Rick still about 3 seconds back, 3.5 seconds back. Well, I think right now these guys, these top 4, and there's, I would say, just going to kind of run the final laps down and make a decision, you know, maybe toward closer to the white flag. Now, if Kevin gets a run, though, I would expect, you know, Kevin to take it. But right now, Kevin sitting pretty comfortably, is not pressing the issue. He's not really peeking to look around, you know, look to try to get around the 64. So we'll keep an eye on it. These guys back here are still going single file. The 04, 53, 126, 13, and 1. Now, Anthony English, Rick Seabrands does have another truck with him. That is the 99 of Alex Giffen. So maybe with them 3, they can make a last 10, 11 lap push up toward the front. But a big shout out to Jeff Crosby Sr. for sponsoring tonight's race. And, of course, a big shout out to him again for sponsoring next week's race at Bumpy Daytona. We are at 9 to go. When do these guys try to make a move, or are they just going to ride right where they're at? But Jimmy Reynolds is not here, so tonight is actually going to help out Andy Bergante some. Andy right now setting back in 11th. Alex Giffen running a lap down, but it's, you know, with Jimmy not here, it's going to definitely help out these guys. Jeff Crosby Jr. not here, so, you know, the guys behind him definitely going to help out them. Hunter Reynolds not here either, nor is Dustin Logston. So Dave Hunt, Andrew Schroeder. And right now, Andrew sitting in 4th, having one heck of a night. Started just outside of the top 10 and 12, just inside of the top 12. 7 to go, folks. Boy, Kevin, all over the back of the 64 here. Now, Rick Sanchez, he's been out front about 15 laps. And, man, Kevin pushing the daylights out of him. Still not making any type of indication of, you know, trying to get around him or whatnot. We are keeping an eye on it. Man, Anthony English, Rick Seabrands, and Alex Giffen, they're 5 seconds back. Not enough laps, really, unless we get that you-know-what 4 to go here tonight. We get that now. That'll set it up for, you know, a GWC attempt. We are in that window for that. laps to go. Zachary Workman now making a run to the outside. It'll be 2 to go this time by. Zachary's gonna need some help. 2 laps remain. And all the 64 needs to do is hit every single one of his marks and keep the other drivers behind him. Down into turn number 3, coming to the white flag, this time by. And across the stripe we go. One more time around, folks. We're not going to get a GWC here tonight. It is going to be just straight racing. Out of turn number 2 onto the back stretch. Is Kevin going to try to make a pass on Rick out of turn number 4? Or is he just going to push him to the victory here tonight out of turn number 4? It's not going to be enough. Rick Sanchez wins race number 2 at Atlanta. What a race. Kevin Freeze right there in second. And Zachary Workman going to squeak out a third here tonight. Andrew Schroeder, what a race. Good points tonight for Andrew there in 4th. And Anthony English rounding out the top 5. But Rick Sanchez going to be your winner here tonight. Now to get the top 3 down here for the MaxspeedTV TV post-race show, folks. We'll start, of course, with 3rd. And we will work our way up from there. But a bird out here by Rick. All right, what a race, guys. What a race. Well, give me a few seconds. I'll get them up here to talk to them. And we'll kind of talk to them, see what their game plan was, and see, maybe talk to Kevin to see if he was gonna make a move or whatnot. But hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. All righty, folks, we're back. We've caught up with the top 3. We're going to go ahead and pull Zachary Workman up here. He doesn't sound too enthused there in the Instacart 19. But Zachary, man, awesome job. You led 12 laps. I mean, for the final, I don't know how many laps it was there. But, man, y'all ran single file. Really no moves really making. I know you may try to make some moves here, and I don't know, single car just didn't quite work out, buddy, like it did, in the race when you had help.
Yeah, it was just really there was enough cars in our pack to kind of make anything happen. But I know Kevin really tried it then with the side drafted and stuff right at the line, but that's all good. Most of us took like 2 tires up here in the top 4. It was just kind of hanging on because the right sides were real worn, so it was making the truck kind of loose. But yeah, I tried. Then I thought Andrew would go with me, but it didn't. But it's all good. But it happened, so we nicked him for 3rd. Take that away from him. But nah, it's all good. Yeah, just trying to have fun. It was short and sweet, and had a good run to the finish. So take that.
Yeah, these 80-lap races, especially in Atlanta, with it being only a mile and a half, man, they go by pretty quick. And we're done by 9:30. Actually, 9:15 to be honest with you. So, well, 9:15 my time. It's 10:15 Eastern. But anyway, you get the idea. But awesome job. I mean, Atlanta, the new pave, man, it makes these races super speedway style racing. But we actually go to a super speedway, what you guys are really accustomed to next week for round number 3, the 08 of Daytona, bumpy track. Don't know exactly what car. I think it's going to be, it's the Legacy Gen 4s. So,
There we go.
Yeah, so going into that race, Legacy Gen 4, with some momentum, how you feeling? What do you think about it?
Honestly, I'm probably thinking more about Thursday right now, Josh, than next Monday. But yeah, it should be fun. The Gen 4s always put on a good show. Bumpy Daytona, love that track. It's a driver's track. Balls to the wall, and there we go. And then
Thursday, championship racing there. Final race, man. It's close. I think it's anybody's race, but if you win the race, you're going to be the champion. So that goes for, I think, a lot of the other drivers out there that are fighting for it. So I think you're like you said, more concentrated on that, and I would be too. But awesome job out here tonight, Zachary. I ain't going to keep you any longer than I have to, buddy. Any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate P3, bud?
yeah, shout out to you, Josh, watching us go in circles. Shout out my parents for always watching these. And Instacart for being on the hood. They'll be on here today and Thursday when we run for the championship. Yeah, the top 4 are separated by 3 points, so it's going to be a wild show on Thursday. So make sure to check it out. They're on MaxspeedTV. TV.
Yep.
Doing a little promo. But
I appreciate it.
Now it's I'm going to park it in here. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to get my daughter to bed. So,
all righty.
See you, Josh.
All righty, buddy. Well, go get some rest and get prepared for Thursday. No pressure.
All right, Josh. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. All right. Well, that is going to bring us up here to our P2 finisher. I'm going to have to turn the camera. It's been a while since we talked to him. I don't know if he remembers how to talk or not. Kevin, do you remember how to talk? It's been a bit.
Hey, yeah, sure do.
Man, well, awesome job, man. I know you led one lap out here tonight. Not the lap you wanted to lead. You wanted to lead the final lap, but with where you started and where you finished, I definitely would not complain any. Or if I was in your shoes, I know I wouldn't. But Atlanta, Zachary actually was talking about it. It looks like the right sides on the trucks were wearing a lot here tonight. Kind of talk about that, and of course talk about green flag pit stops, because I know we had some out here tonight, and maybe talk about that run that you tried to make on Rick, and why didn't you try it a little bit earlier, or what was going through your mind, and we just got to hear you talk about it, buddy. Mike's yours, man.
Yeah, so earlier in the race, Gabe and I were in the back, and we went to avoid something that happened on track, and noticed that 2 cars are just slow. And this is my first race using this new draft model, whatever it is, with this truck, and it's just completely different from the last time that I raced a truck. Yeah, I was telling Rick, this is my 3rd race in the past 2 months, so when I get on here, it's just basically try and figure it all out and hope we stay somewhat up front and hope to have good pit stops. And here it's also an adventure for me pitting, because man, I'm not used to that whole having to enter off of turn 3 right at the entry and hold it on the flat, because that's pretty tight. But I figured out, I did it once in practice and figured out you could carry a really good amount of speed through there, so I was able to push it a little bit. But I just didn't trust what would happen pulling out of line, because I wanted to wait a little bit, because these things seem to have a super amount of drag, and if you don't have somebody go with you, you just seem to go
we seen
right
that
to the back.
We seen that with Zachary when he tried to make a move he got around Andrew, but when he tried to make more of a move to get around you, he just it just sucked back. So there,
It just goes backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's very weird. It was I'm not used to that because normally if you have somewhat of a tire advantage, and I think Rick was on, I think he just took fuel only or lefts. So I thought for sure that having the right sides would give more of an advantage, and it was still taking the help from behind to even get up to his bumper. So I just thought pulling out of line without like pulling my like just dragging all the way back and hoping that I could get back to him. I'm like, you know what? I am pretty happy running P2 and I'm gonna stick right here because yeah, it's just the car is completely different from last time. For better
Yeah.
or for worse. People can have their opinion on it. It's a lot harder
Yeah.
than what I was used to. And but let me tell you, it's fun to get out here since I don't do it as much. Getting out here with the guys, mixing it up a bit because it's also way more relaxing when you're out here just having fun. You're not
Yeah.
really running for points. You don't care. You're like, I'm gonna have a good run. If I wreck, I wreck. I'm not running for points. So
Yeah.
uh,
Well, you
'cause-
talk about being difficult, and I'm gonna say this in a smart way, so you can slap me later. But racing ain't easy.
no, it's not easy. It was just surprising the way it was.
Yeah.
Just the way it was running was different from anything that I've had on here. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. But hey, I enjoy when they make these cars a little harder to drive because I think these trucks were just basically slam the throttle down and
And go. Yeah, that's what they used
So-
to be back whenever I was racing, man. They
Yeah.
were just go. So
Yeah.
you can't do that now.
No, and I'm pretty happy about that. So it's really good to see that, and then of course being out here with
Yeah.
some of these guys, I've raced with them now for years, so it's good to be back out here, and hopefully soon I'll be out here a lot more.
Well, awesome job out here tonight, man, at P2. I know we got the 08 of Daytona next week. Are you going to be able to make it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's the answer. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
But I try to make it out as much as I can these days. Got other things going on in my life that are far more important and far better than sitting on a computer sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with this. So
Well, totally
thanks for putting on the broadcast.
Yeah. Totally understandable, buddy. Awesome job out here tonight. Any other, any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate a P2, bud?
Yeah, thanks to all the admins who bust their butt to put this on for us. Even the off season stuff is a lot of fun to run with everybody. Thanks to you for putting on the broadcast. It's fun to be able to go back and look at all these races. So it's a good time. And thanks to Gabe, ran with him tonight. So yeah, great night, fun night.
All righty, Kevin, go celebrate P2 out here tonight, buddy. We'll see you when we see you, man. Hopefully you don't take too long.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Enjoy your
bud.
night.
You too, bud. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. He's not in the 5 car. He is in the 64. Rick Sanchez, buddy. You pulled it out here tonight, man. Awesome job, bud. You got the win. Like 47 laps here tonight. You started, up front, in second. So you were up there pretty much throughout the race. And then, we had a few yellows out here tonight. But everything worked out for the most part, man. Talk about your run, your race, your truck, your pit stops, your strategy. And how nervous was you seeing Kevin, Zachary, and Andrew coming creeping up behind you when you was behind, Dwayne Corbett there? And how was it, man? We got to hear from you, buddy. Awesome job.
Yeah, I thought I was cooked there for a minute when I saw them coming, but I also know these things are different, like Kevin said, with the drafting the way they are, and that's how I started off. I knew I needed track position and try to keep that the whole race. and got lucky there in the pits with that yellow coming out, and I got out before the pace truck, and the guys that came in with me, I think, got caught behind him, and they had to take the wave around, whereas I was back at the front of the pack.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got lucky there on that one, and other than that, the last pits, I got a real good pit. Obviously, got out there in the front, and yeah, I was hoping that Dwayne there would be enough of a draft partner to keep them behind me, but they had more cars and they were slowly catching. And but when they caught up, Kevin kind of figured out that a car on the outside puts air on that spoiler, and it'll pull you off the car in front of you. And the only way to get it back is to kind of get away from them. That's what I was trying to do, is pull down below that red line to get Kevin the air to get away from the outside car, to get him back to me. And yeah, just kind of playing with this new draft setup the way it is. And it's different, totally different. And yeah, just still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think everybody's gonna as soon as everybody gets it all figured out and starts running real, they're gonna change it. So that's part of it. But it's a learning curve for everybody. I'm just glad everybody's out here having fun and really not too worried about what happens out onto the track, because this is just kind of see what what maybe is in store going into maybe the Premier Series. We still got a lot of races to do, and of course I know winning a championship for any, whether it be a small season or a regular season, it's still a championship. It still goes in the book. So
yeah, it's all fun.
Yeah, but it's all fun. But tonight, Atlanta, your last stop, by the way, you was talking about your last pit stop. It was an 8.2. Did you just take fuel?
I took lefts.
Oh, okay.
I got left sides on that. I was scared of right sides. I know they wear more on the right side, but I know taking only right sides at this track in the past has been very slippery.
Yeah, and
it makes you very loose, and I didn't want none of that. I'd rather just take the left sides, help you get some traction getting out of the pits, and just try and hold on. It seemed pretty stable afterwards. I didn't feel loose or tight or anything for the rest of the race.
It looked like you were doing what you needed to do to keep, Kevin behind you, Zachary behind him, and just work, hit your marks every time. And hey, it worked out for you, buddy. Awesome job winning round number 1, the 08 of Daytona next Monday night. Of course, I know Thursday we've got the championship TNT series coming up too, but next Monday, 08 of Daytona, round number 3, got some great momentum going into that. How you feeling?
I guess I'm gonna have to turn down the force feedback on this wheel for 08. that track beats me up, but yeah, it's a fun track still though.
All right. Well, you ready for Thursday?
Yeah, I love them 87s.
Well, championship racing going into that one, man. That's gonna be fun there. A lot on the line, and there's gonna be some hungry drivers.
Yeah, I don't know if I got anything for them young guys, but I'll try my best.
Hey, that's what you got to do, man. Just go out there and have fun, mainly. That's what you got to do, buddy. Awesome job out here tonight. Round number 2 winner, Rick. I didn't even call you Shall Not here tonight. I said your name the whole night. So, cool, yeah, but awesome job on the win. Final thought, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, buddy?
Yeah, shout out to OP putting this on, and all the odd mans over there. Shout out to Max Speed, always putting on a good show for us, and yourself. Shout out to Kevin, too, for that, sticking with me. I think he figured out that's his best bet. And shout out to the fam over there.
Yep. You had some family out there watching, just so you know.
Yeah.
So, all righty, Rick, we'll go celebrate your win out here tonight, buddy. We'll see you Thursday.
All right, bud. We'll catch you next time.
All right, well, that was Rick Sanchez there grabbing the win out here tonight for round number 2 of the OP Racing Spring Fling. Awesome race by everybody. A little bit of a recap here just on the cautions. 2 cautions for 6 laps. That is it. 10 lead changes, though, so just think, if we, had a little bit longer of a race, that lead changes probably would have went up, several times more than what we had, but still 10 lead changes. That's still quite a bit for just an 80-lap race. What an awesome race out here by everybody. And getting down here to the unofficial, official results, of course, pending any admin stuff they got to do. But Rick Sanchez grabbing the win out here tonight. Good win by Rick. Kevin Freeze going to finish there in a P2. Zachary Workman in 3rd. Andrew Schroeder, though. I am not taking nothing away from Andrew out here tonight. That 48 machine, he drove his lights out. And, man, awesome. Awesome job by Andrew. Good points night for Andrew as well, finishing in 4th. Anthony English in that 5th spot. That'll be a good points night for Anthony here this evening. Rick Seabrands in 6th. Gabe Butler 7th. He's going to tack on to some more points with his 48. He came in here tonight leading the point standings. He did finish 7th, but he was able to get back at it and get out there and run them on down. I think maybe if we had a couple of more laps left, Gabe Butler and company would have made it up there at some point. And, gave Rick and Kevin and Zachary and Andrew and, Anthony even and several of those guys to run for their money. Mark Mann right there in 8th. He is another one like Gabe. You just never know where he's going to be at any given time. Dave Hunt 9th. Good night for Dave there. Finishing in the top 10. And Robert DuPont in that 10th place. Andy Brigante at 11th. Jerry Bergeron 12th. Dwayne Corbett 13th. Jeff Crosby Sr. 14th. Alex Giffen 15th. Bubba Winningham 16th. Not the night he wanted. Very quick in practice. Just unfortunately the race. And he just had a rough night. And David Overstreet took him behind the wall early on this evening. I thought Alex Giffen took it behind the wall, but he did not. He did come back out. So, but a great race overall out here tonight by everybody. We have a fun time here at MaxspeedTV, TV, from chat to the race to, just coming up with, a little bit of everything. Talking about tools here tonight for some reason. But, it was in chat. Why not? Let's talk about where you can buy Craftsman tools out here. We just have a good time, don't we, Eric? Don't we, Charles, Brendan? My brother was even out there a time or two. So, it was a great race. I enjoy everybody out there. If you haven't already hit the like button, please do. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to MaxspeedTV. TV. We will be off tomorrow night and Wednesday night. Championship racing for the OPTNT Thursday night 87 series right here on MaxspeedTV. TV. You don't want to miss it. Anything can come of that race. It's gonna be downright dirty. Taking a thing off of Rick Sanchez's car here. So we're going to see a lot of action, I think, Thursday night. 2 side by side, single file, 3 wide. We may even have some wrecks out there. Who knows? It could go green flag. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it here tonight for myself and MaxspeedTV. TV. Until next time, folks, stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good night.